Hi my YouTube family, this is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Please welcome to Home Garden and Fashion. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Please do go to my Facebook fan page if you haven't been there already and give me a like there. And today I would like to talk about this beautiful cushion cover I have made. And as I have already shown you in another video that how to stitch this motif, how to do the center decoration, and how these things are glued, so I will not spend any more time on that. You can just look the other video which is continuation of this, and today's video is going to be completely concentrated on this motif, how to create this motif. So we are going to create this motif, and this cushion cover has, as you see, the pearls with the glitter dimensional fabric paint I used as a glue, and then I have created this motif which I stitched it, and then the center decoration. So in my other video I have already shown the center decoration, putting the frame and the mirror and showing the motif. So this video, let's do how I created the motif. In order to create the motifs, other video I also mentioned, you will be needing white pearl like beads. These beads are 4 mm, and sequins, these sequins are 8 mm. You can find at your local craft store, and this is just what I have used. You can use anything that you please, and it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. It is your cushion cover and should be your way. And these are the tiny little seed beads you can find at your local craft store. These are the smallest size. I believe this is 2 mm, and this is 6 mm gold beads. So this one I used only 3 of them on that. So I used a felt, and this felt I fold it like this. So one fold and then the second fold, and I have created this stencil out of cardboard. This is just a typical design, Indian design you see in all saree, salwar, kurta, langa. This design is there, and you put it like this, and then you're gonna use a sharp scissor to cut it with this. And when you cut it, you will have, since this is 4 fold, you will have 4 pieces of this, and you could choose to use 4 pieces. I have used 3 pieces on this cushion cover, and you could use 4 if you want. So the outcome is this. Once is this, then I have used my imagination and a chalk to draw this design. Now this design I'm going to outline then with the glitter dimensional fabric paint, which I used a lot in all my videos. The company should pay me for using their product so much. Now like this. So these are the points where I used my 6 mm bead. So I used the bead over here, and then the third point was, now this design is out of imagination, you can do anything you want. And the third point, then I drew like this, and over here each of these centers I use 2 beads, the pearl. So after I did that, then I take my paint and then I just outline it. Now make sure you put a thick coating, just one time, but a thick coating. So like this, first you outline, then you will put all the beads. When you draw like this, go in one stretch, don't do broken pieces. So it's whatever you feel like it, your imagination, whatever you want to draw. So these are the one called motifs, and you can make it in felt fabric. The reason we make it in felt fabric because it really settles in felt, because felt is little bit thick, and that's why it takes long time to dry. This one will dry maybe overnight, and you leave it open in a air space, let it dry. You can run a fan even. This will take time to dry. Okay, now we're going to do this. So first you draw all the lines and then you peacefully put your beads. Now this is not a design from anything, it's just a imagination thing, because I see this design basically all or most of the Indian sarees, Langa. So you can create motifs like this and add it in your saree or Langa or cushion cover, anything you can add it. Now we're going to use the tool to put the sequins inside here. Make sure they match coming up to here. Inside here you put few dots. This is where I'm going to use my tiny little 2 mm seed bead. Now you pick up with anything, you can pick up with tweezer or anything, just put little bit glue on the tip of it and use 1 or 2 or 3, but make sure you push it down so they don't hang in suspense. They just have to glue to something, and this is glue / paint, so it works well. Now that for the little seed beads. Now we're going to do the pearl. The pearl we put. Now you make sure this is thick, so I'm doing one more coat because this doesn't seem like very thick. Like this. Okay, now we will do 1, 2 like this. Each of these will hold a pearl. Like this. So you get my point. Like this you'll attach the pearls to it. Now as I mentioned to you, make sure you take little bit of this paint or pearls will not come, and if you see the 2 pearls drop, just pull them in. If you mess it up, also don't panic. This is just your design and you do the way you feel like it. It doesn't have to be very perfect because these are handmade. Nobody expects them to be perfect. We are humans. Like this. And it's a very good project to do it with your kids. They will love it, you will love it. As I mentioned, if you drop it somewhere where it shouldn't go, just wait till it dry. Don't try to pick it up because then it gets messed up. When it dries, you can pick it up easily. Like I drop 1 bead here which is not supposed to go, but I just left it there. Now sometimes 2 beads are glued together, I put it together. It's okay, just bead design. Even if you see closely, up close a saree design, and you will see that there are a lot of beads together or a lot of beads where it's not supposed to be, because even for that you cannot make it perfect. In fact, there's no fun in making perfect, because if it's perfect you wouldn't enjoy so much. Now we're done with this. Now we're going to do this one. So when you work with your beads, you keep it in some place. Don't keep it directly on the table because you tip over, so many beads will be on the ground and you have do the hard work of finding your beads again. So I want to make sure that I have a thick coating at the side, because then it looks good. And if you have after the side, if you have little bit edges coming out, you can trim even with a sharp knife. I mean, not knife, sharp scissor. Very sharp scissor you can trim. And it gets so hard that it's easy to trim. So make sure you're doing wherever you're doing in a tablecloth or anything, that it shouldn't hurt you if it gets dirty or anything, because it will get paint on it, and which is permanent glitter paint. So do it in a surface like that, you know, which you won't be bothered if it gets paint, this glitter paint on it. Like this, closely you put the dots, and then you're going to use your sequins. So you see there's nothing to it, it's just your imagination, and let it run wild. Do all sorts of wild decoration, and then soon you see it's just so easy, and you can do all this thing, and it looks good too. Now I had this idea. You can do it on a white satin fabric and put the motifs. What happened to the top of here? Okay. Put the motifs white felt, and then you do gold decoration, gold sequins, gold beads, and also white pearls. I imagine how beautiful that will be. I might do it myself, because I might get the white satin fabric and do it with the white felt motif and make a purse, white purse. I haven't made a white purse. I might make that. I have to buy white satin fabric. I always wait till the Saturday, and then Saturday I get the coupons in the newspaper inserts, and then I use that Sunday to buy 1 or 2, sometimes 3 products, because it's I have 3 local craft store around my area, and I get their coupons. So wherever I can find it cheaper, then I buy all my products from there using the coupons. Without the coupon, it's always expensive. You need the coupon. So we are done with the pretty motif. So you see, this is how I created it. Now you're gonna leave this thing somewhere alone for next, say 8 or 10 hours, the whole night, because this is done on a felt that takes long time to dry, and eventually it will dry. But do not bother it, just leave it the way it is dry, and when it dries it's so pretty. And you see these black sides, when it dry you take a sharp scissor and go very close to the edge of this your paint, the glitter dimensional fabric paint, and then cut this black felt, cut it away, and just have this beautiful edge. Then it will look even more pretty. Now the way I showed you, you stitch it when it's all dry tomorrow, and then you stitch it in your clothes or anywhere you want. You can stitch it in your saree, any place, these motifs, and it will look so pretty. So let me show you the pillow again. This, when it dries, it looks like this. This paint really looks gorgeous when it dries. When it's wet, it's not beautiful. Let it dry. And then when I stitched it, this black thread I added. Now this one, as I told you can cover with your paint or leave it just the way it is. And we can do another variation. If you have long beads and long very thin needle, you can just put one beads while stitching. But that's another variation, and that will be a little bit time consuming. But you know, if you are into this and you want to make it really creative, you can add the beads. So thank you so much for joining me.